Jade looks simple at first, a smooth green stone, often carved into jewelry, ornaments, masks, pendants, or sacred objects. But the name hides a surprising truth. Jade is not one single mineral. It is an umbrella term for two different decorative rocks that humans grouped together because they shared similar beauty, toughness, and cultural power. For thousands of years, people valued jade not only because it was rare or attractive, but because it could be carved, polished, worn, buried, traded, and preserved across generations. Jade became a material that carried status, protection, identity, and ritual meaning. To understand why this stone became so important, we first have to stop treating jade as one thing and start seeing it as a category shaped by geology, craftsmanship, and belief. The two main materials called jade are nephrite and jadeite. Nephrite is a calcium and magnesium silicate associated with the amphibole group of minerals. Jadeite is a sodium and aluminum silicate from the pyroxene group. Those names sound technical, but the key point is simple: the two stones are chemically and mineralogically different. They became linked because they could serve similar artistic and symbolic purposes. Both are also better understood as mineral aggregates, meaning they are rocks made from tightly interlocked mineral crystals rather than single perfect crystals. That structure helps explain jade's famous toughness. Jade was not chosen only because it looked beautiful. It was chosen because it could survive handling, carving, impact, and time in ways many other attractive stones could not. Nephrite is often the older jade in historical use. It is usually green, but it can also appear yellow, white, or black. Its green may be dark and dense, pale and cloudy, or grayish and subtle. What makes nephrite special is its fibrous internal texture. Instead of breaking like brittle glass, its interwoven structure helps it resist fracture. That made nephrite especially valuable in ancient societies where shaping stone required patience and skill. A material that could be worked into thin forms, polished to a soft glow, and still remain durable had obvious practical and ceremonial appeal. Nephrite's toughness helped turn jade objects into heirlooms. A carved piece could outlast the person who made it, and that durability gave the stone an aura of permanence. Jadeite is the other jade, and it is often the material behind the most prized modern jade jewelry. Its color range is wider than many people expect. Jadeite can be white or nearly colorless, but it can also appear green, lavender, yellow, orange, brown, black, and, rarely, blue. The most famous variety is the vivid emerald green known as imperial jade. Fine imperial jade can look as if color is glowing from inside the stone rather than sitting on the surface. This combination of saturated green, fine texture, and translucency can make jadeite extraordinarily valuable. But jadeite is not automatically valuable just because of its name. Its price depends on color quality, transparency, texture, treatment, size, and the confidence buyers have in what they are seeing. The naming of jade is more complicated than everyday language suggests. Nephrite was once used as a mineral species name, but in 1978 the International Mineralogical Association deprecated that mineral species usage, replacing it in classification with tremolite. Still, nephrite remains correct when referring to the rock material known as nephrite jade. Jadeite, on the other hand, is a legitimate mineral species, but jadeite jade as a gem material can still be a rock dominated by jadeite rather than a single flawless mineral crystal. In China, jadeite is often known as faceless, a traditional name used before the European mineral name became widespread. So jade is not just a scientific label. It is also a cultural and commercial language layered over mineral reality. Jade became important partly because it rewards touch as much as sight. Many gemstones are admired for sparkle, but jade is admired for depth, polish, smoothness, and presence. A finished jade object can feel cool, dense, and almost soft in the hand, even though the material is hard and durable. That tactile quality made jade perfect for objects meant to be held, worn, or used in ritual. Pendants, beads, seals, plaques, figurines, and ceremonial ornaments all benefited from jade's ability to take a high polish and hold a carved form. Because it was difficult to shape, every finished jade object implied labor. The value was not just in the raw stone. It was in the time, skill, and cultural meaning invested into transforming it. In East Asia, jade developed one of its deepest symbolic lives. It became associated with purity, harmony, protection, refinement, and moral character. In Chinese traditions especially, jade was not simply a luxury material like gold or silver. It could represent ideals of virtue and balance. A jade ornament might show wealth, but it could also suggest restraint, lineage, or spiritual protection. This matters because it explains why jade remained powerful even when other rare materials were available. Gold shines loudly. Jade often communicates more quietly. Its value can feel inward, connected to calmness, continuity, and cultivated taste. Over centuries, that symbolism made jade one of the most respected materials in East Asian art and personal adornment. Jade's story also extends across South Asia and Southeast Asia, where it appeared in ornaments, artworks, and traded objects. Its appeal traveled because the material combined beauty with durability and because rare stones often become markers of connection and prestige. In many societies, a jade object could signal access to long-distance exchange, skilled makers, and elite taste. Unlike fragile decorative materials, jade could move through time and geography without losing its physical authority. It could be inherited, exchanged, buried, recovered, and reinterpreted. This is one reason jade is not merely a gemological subject. It is an archaeological and cultural subject as well. Wherever jade appears, it often tells us something about trade routes, craftsmanship, social hierarchy, and the meanings attached to rare materials. In Mesoamerica, jade carried powerful symbolic and ideological importance. It was used in regions such as present-day Mexico and Guatemala by cultures including the Olmecs, the Maya, and civilizations of the Valley of Mexico. Its rarity made it valuable, but rarity alone does not explain its role. Jade's green color could connect it to ideas of life, renewal, vegetation, breath, and sacred authority. Objects made from jade were not just ornaments. They could be political, religious, and ceremonial statements. A jade mask, bead, or ritual object might express rank, legitimacy, or connection to supernatural forces. In this context, jade was not a neutral luxury good. It was a material through which societies made power visible and sacred meaning tangible. Modern jade value is difficult because jade is judged differently from many transparent gems. With diamonds, buyers often hear about cut, clarity, carat, and color. With jade, the evaluation depends heavily on color, translucency, texture, polish, evenness, carving quality, and treatment history. Two pieces may both be green and both be sold as jade, yet their values may be completely different. A bright green piece may be less valuable if the color is artificial, while a subtler natural piece may be more desirable to informed collectors. This makes jade a stone where trust matters. The surface appearance is only part of the truth. What happened to the stone before it reached the display case can matter just as much as how it looks. That is why jadeite jade is commonly discussed in Type A, Type B, and Type C categories. Type A jade is natural, untreated jadeite jade. It can be cut and polished, but it has not been chemically bleached, filled with resin, or dyed to improve its appearance. This is the most prized category, especially when the stone has vivid color and strong translucency. Type B jade has been enhanced with resin, often to improve material that has been altered or cleaned. Type C jade has been treated with colorant. These treatments can make jade look more attractive at first glance, but they change authenticity, durability, and value. The classification is not a minor detail. It is central to what the object really is. Treated jade is not automatically worthless, but it must be understood honestly. A resin-filled or dyed piece can still be decorative, wearable, and meaningful if it is sold transparently at the right price. The problem is deception, when treated jade is presented as natural Type A material. Because fine jade can command very high prices, the incentive to enhance lower quality stone is strong. For serious buyers, reputable dealers and laboratory reports matter because jade's most important qualities are not always obvious to the naked eye. A stone's beauty may be natural, improved, or partly manufactured. In jade, authenticity is part of the story. The real value comes from the material's origin, its treatment history, its workmanship, and the cultural meaning it carries. Jade endures because it is never just a stone. It is two major geological materials, nephrite and jadeite, joined by human perception and history. It is a carving medium valued for toughness and polish. It is a cultural symbol that has represented purity, protection, authority, life, and status across distant civilizations. It is also a modern market where small differences in color, texture, translucency, and treatment can create enormous differences in value. The simplest way to understand jade is to look beneath the green surface. What seems like one familiar gemstone is really a meeting point of mineral science, ancient belief, skilled labor, and human desire to make beauty permanent. That hidden complexity is what gives jade its lasting power. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more explainers.